All right, T-Hive, it has gone down. Our girl Porsha Williams is over there laughing and smiling and having a good old kiki with her good Judies because Simon Gubodia has been sent back to his native land of Nigeria, honey. He's out of there. Apparently, according to Simon and his friends, he's in a good mood, and I'm going to tell y'all why, because he was in prison for 4 months. And let me tell y'all something. It's nothing nice. Once you get into prison, you like, look, I don't care where you send me. Okay. Send me to America. Send me to Nigeria. Send me up the road somewhere but here in this prison. They're not feeding them good in there. I'm just saying. And then plus, Simon is not used to living that lifestyle. You know, Simon is used to having a luxury life, even if it is through fraud. I'm going to talk to y'all about that in a minute. But remember that Simon was detained off up in February, and Porsha at the time called it disheartening. At the same time, she was filming and putting her opinions and her, feelings out there about Simon, neglecting her daughter and otherwise. Like, girl, how could he be there for your daughter when he's dealing with a potentially being deported? If you think about it, Donald Trump came in office in January. On January 20th, he was deported in February. So it's like they pretty much knew once Donald Trump was voted in November that this was going to start happening. Donald Trump made it very clear, I'm getting them out of here. And he is not a U.S. citizen. As a matter of fact, Simon Gubodia has been deported from the United States of America a number of times. I'm talking about a whole lot of times. Let's go through this. First of all, Simon Gubodia is 61 years old. He's been out in the United States of America since 1984. Porsha Williams is 43 years old. We already know that was a money run for Porsha. It's okay, Porsha. In February, Simon was said to have been in the custody of Immigration and Customs Enforcement, and which is ICE, okay? But now he has been transferred back to Nigeria. So here's what his friend said. His friend Ty Savat said to US Weekly that Simon was sent on a flight home to Nigeria a couple of days ago and that he was actually in good spirits. And I told y'all why, because when you sitting in a place that where you can do better than this, you like, get me up out of here, right? So not for nothing, but Simon, okay, is doing well off in Nigeria. He's doing well off in America. He's doing good. So it's like, it doesn't matter where he really goes. Even though he wanted to be in the United States of America, he's going to do good wherever he goes. I'm sure he just wanted to get the hell up out of there, right? All right. So his friend Ty Savat said he's in good spirits. He spent 4 months at the Detainment Center. This was his first time ever being imprisoned in that nature. Amid the ongoing immigration protest in LA, Simon said, this is what Simon said, okay? I'm not mad at Donald Trump. I actually would like to sit down and talk to him. Have you lost your mind? Have you lost your ever-loving, good-loving mind? Donald Trump is not getting ready to sit down and talk to you, Simon Gubodia. Do you not see what type of time this man is on? You're not a U.S. citizen. You've been arrested and deported a number of times out of the United States. Why on God's green earth would Donald Trump sit down and talk to you? Help me understand. On top of that, you've committed crimes in the United States and been deported for that. Let's talk about that, okay? So, Simon Gubodia came here. Oh, I said 1984. It was 1982. So that was 2 years before I was born. Okay, so that was 42 years ago that Simon Gubodia came over here. He overstayed his visa. He was declared deportable in 1985. He left from here in 1986 via deportation. Okay, but then he came back. He came back to the United States a month later. This is the issue with the borders. This is why Trump is building this wall really big. This is why people are rooting for, what Trump is doing right now, aside from the people and their families that are actually being deported. People are like, yeah, let's get this going. Why? Let me tell you why. Because at the end of each day, and I'm going to say this in a very good way, was Simon Gubodia living better than you? Was he? Okay. He lived in a mansion off in Georgia. The man had luxury cars, Rolls Royces, all kind of money, all kinds of fame, dating the upper echelon in the area where he was, going to every expensive restaurant he can go to. This man was networking with all the big name people to the point where he's entitled enough to feel like he can sit down and talk to Donald Trump after he got deported from the United States. Think about this. This man has been taking United States dollars and sending them back to Nigeria, making his family and himself rich. I'm sure he has money built up over there, right? They take money from the U.S., they send it over there, they transfer it into their funds, or they spend U.S. money out there, and then, hey, they're rich. This is the problem. Simon Gubodia is a person who came to the United States of America and illegally and took full advantage of the system. And unfortunately, America's in an overhead. Like, we can't afford this right now. Like, I'm going to need you to, listen, I'm going to need you to go home for a little while. Come back when the time is right. This ain't the time. Not right now. Okay? Anyway, so he came back in 1986. He overstayed his visa again. Okay? Mind you, he pleaded guilty to fraud in 1987. So came back 1986, pleaded guilty to fraud 1987, was deported again in 1992 after he was arrested twice in the United States of America. Now, what part of the game is that where you can get arrested in America, not be a U.S. citizen, and then not get deported? Because I don't even know what part of the game that is. Now, it all depends on what president we had at the time, and we all know who that was. Okay. He returned to the U.S. 1 month later in 1992 after being deported. 1 month later, here we are again. He's right back. This is what I'm talking about. In 2016, so we go from 1992 to 2016. Mind you, he's marrying these women because he thinks that they're going to get him citizenship, okay, which never works. Phelan Gubodia had children by him. She thought that was going to get him citizenship. He was already denied. He was
never going to get it, 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 never going to get it. He was never going to get it, never going to get it.
Not this time. I'm just saying. So anyway, in 2016, he tried to become a naturalized citizen of the United States. Didn't work. He was denied. Okay. You're out here committing crimes. You're committing fraud. We don't know what you're out here doing. Now, supposedly all his houses and all his land and everything that he owned got by committing fraud here. So the initial way that he got started making all this money was through fraud. Then eventually he was washing his money, was becoming legal. And then he was able to open businesses and buy these Rolls Royces and all this stuff in his name. Now, mind you, okay, he was in a current battle with Porsha Williams over their marital home when he got deported by ICE. So again, I'm sure she's over there kiki with her girlfriends and her good Judy and her Phaedra Parks Esquires, if you understand what I'm saying. Okay, because Phaedra Parks is going to ride with Frack as long as she can. All right. Anyway, with that being said, in 2024, he had repeatedly been denied residency. Now, Porsha Williams filed for a divorce days after he was sent over to detainment by ICE. They were only married for 15 months, which to me, when you're only married for 15 months, you never wanted to be in that relationship. You were in that relationship for a specific reason, which was for money and a lifestyle that you found out Simon could not give you. Okay. And then you decided, I don't want to do this anymore. I want a divorce. Okay. You've heard her say several times, I thought this man was a different person. I thought I married somebody else. I'm sure you did, Porsha Williams. Unfortunately, you have a bad picker. You done went from Cordell to cheating Dennis. Okay. Cordell with the big hips to cheating Dennis with the big lips and the big belly. Okay. All those hot dogs he ate. And then you done went to Simon Gubodia, who smoked too many cigars, who don't really like women. He just wanted to use you for naturalization. And that didn't work. He made you think he was somebody else. All of them did. Cordell, Dennis, all of them did. You thought they were somebody else. And it's like, Porsha, get your stuff together. Okay. So a court granted Porsha request to quash her to Simon Gubodia's subpoena to request a videotape deposition of True Entertainment along with a protective order because he was trying to basically say that he didn't want her to film in the marital home He was trying to say she wanted to bring him on camera for the purposes of dragging him basically through the media. I mean, at the end of the day, he was trying to run Porsha down the road. But guess what? Much as we don't like Porsha and we don't like her choices, God don't like ugly. And boy, you know you was out here illegally. Now you got to go. I want to know if y'all mad or not. Listen, we cannot, and I'm speaking seriously, we cannot keep letting our resources go to people who have resources in other places. We cannot keep allowing our resources to our American dollars to be taken, to be used and sent to other countries. And then now the ones that are here that need help, that we have kids too, we have needs too. We don't have those resources anymore because they're over there. We've got to figure this out. And I know y'all gonna be mad at me, but guess what? This is so necessary. I'm sorry that it hurts. It is so necessary. God bless y'all. I hope y'all don't be mad at me. Don't be canceling me. Let me know what you think. I'll see you guys on the next one.